guys, it's Julian. So today, I was catching up with YouTube videos because it's been a while, and I just kind of fell behind in watching and supporting fellow YouTubers. So I basically played catch up today. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Victor Lockhart, who I will post his link down in the down bar. He posted the LGBT tag. So there were several questions, and he set the link up so that we could see the questions because he altered them a little bit from the original. So I went and I looked at those questions after watching his video and decided to do it myself. So here is my LGBT tag video. The first question is, what do you identify as? Um, I am male. I'm a trans male. Um, Currently, I am pre-everything. Working on getting on testosterone and eventually going to have top surgery. Um, how did you discover your sexuality? Well, my sexuality, I'm actually pansexual, which means I don't care what's between your legs. I don't care what you identify as. Um, I like you for who you are as a person. And um, I will be in a relationship with you regardless of any of that. Um, Question 3, who was the first person you told? The first person I told was my husband. After that is when I told um, my sister, and then I made a public post on Facebook about it. Last year, actually. Describe what it was like coming out. Uh, that was really stressful for me because being 30, it was really hard because, you would think at 30 years old you would have your crap together, and you would think that, you would know by then, before then, that who you were, what you think you would know all that. But for me, it was really hard because growing up, I didn't have a word for it. We didn't talk about that stuff in the household that I grew up in. Um, that stuff was like non-existent. It was you don't talk about that stuff. You didn't even talk about your emotions in that household. So it was like really hard for me to come out last year because I was just really overwhelmed finally having a word for it, finally knowing what it was and that I wasn't the only one. Um, and then it was really hard because my husband being the first person that I came out to, he always had um, talked about, he himself, he was not gay. He's not gay. And he would always say things like, I personally wouldn't be with a man. So when I finally decided to come out, because it came out, it took me a few days because I was just trying to figure out what I was going to say and then going through all the scenarios in my head because that's what I do with my anxiety. It makes me go through all the scenarios. So I was thinking, he's going to leave, this is going to destroy my family. And I just said, you know what? If that's how he's going to be, that's how he's going to be. I'm going to tell him anyway. So I did. And then I went and told other people. So number 5 is, if you're out, which I am, how did your parents, guardians, friends, etc., etc., react when you told them? Um, my husband was kind of shocked because I'd never mentioned this before, but he said he was okay with it. He said, I love you for who you are, and I'm not going to destroy our family over something so stupid as because you identify as something totally different. So that went really well. My sister was very cool about it as well. She said, you're still family. I still love you. It doesn't matter to me. Um, I had some friends say that they could kind of feel like that conflict going on inside me, like they could just kind of tell that I was going through like an identity crisis. But they never bothered me about it because it was never something that I mentioned, and they didn't want to bring it up in case it made me uncomfortable. Um, I had a lot of love and support from friends and other family members. I did have a few people that I had to remove from my life because of how they treated me afterwards. I had people that refused to use my pronouns and still called me by my female name. Um, Even though I told them multiple times it's Julian and it's he, not her, and so on and so forth. I gave people chances, and yes, people have, have and still do once in a while go with the female pronouns or, refer to me as my dead name, but they don't do it on purpose. The people that I removed from my life did it just blatantly. They like didn't apologize for it. They didn't say, "Oh, that's right, sorry," oops, because even I sometimes, because right now my name has not been legally changed, and also depending on who I'm talking to, um, and like if I'm, because my female name is still my legal name, I have to use it. So there are times when I do slip up on myself. Um, but for the most part, I've had nothing but love and support, and I've been very lucky with that. Um, Number 6, what is one question you hate people asking about your sexuality? Okay, so my sexuality, again, it's pansexual. So the one thing I absolutely hate is when people try to make a joke out of it. Um, it's more of a, like, they try to make light of it. And most of the time, I don't think the people that ask this question mean it. They're just trying to kind of like break the ice, or just, anyway, the question that I hate the most is, you're pansexual, so does that mean you love pans? No. No, I don't love pans. I like to cook with them, but I don't love them, especially not in that way. Um, it just, it's a stupid joke for one, and two, it is kind of like, really? You're really gonna go there? Just, it's so, it just makes me roll my eyes. Um, so number 7, what's your favorite thing about the LGBT community. I love that we're so diverse, or at least we're trying to be. There are people within the LGBT community who are not very welcoming of others, especially when it comes to being bisexual. If you're bisexual, I'm sure you know, people, even in the LGBT community, well, you got to pick a team, or oh, you're a fake this, you're just a hetero trying to, I don't like that about it, but I think that every community, whether it's LGBT community or any other community out there, has people that are just not, ugh, but for the most part, I love that we're so diverse, and I love that we are so accepting of each other. With the exception of the I can't talk. With the exception of those few people that are just no. Have you ever been to a gay bar? I have not been to a gay bar. No. I have, however, been to a drag bar, which is totally different. Yes, others in the people in the LGBT community go to drag bars, but it's totally different than a gay bar, at least in my opinion. If I'm wrong, correct me. Um, who's your favorite LGBT icon, advocate, celebrity? Okay, so as far as advocates and celebrities go, Laverne Cox, I love her to death. She is amazing. Um, I love the work she does, not just in the movies, but as an advocate for shows. Oh my goodness. Anyway, another celebrity that I consider one of my favorites is Ian McKellen. He is as gay as the day is long. He he makes me happy. Um, he's one of our oldest icons. I love him. Um, and then of course, um, I love Victor Lockhart. I only found him a few months ago. Not even, I don't think. Um, I found him. I was looking up cosplays, and I found his channel, and perusing through his channel, I found out he was also trans, and I was like, yes, yes. I was so happy to find him. So, and he's very vocal about being trans and being who he is, and I love that about him. Number 10, have you been in a relationship and how did you meet? Um, so I'm not sure exactly what kind of relationship they're referring to on this question, but yes, I've been in several relationships, more than one. I am currently with my husband, and I don't intend to leave my husband at all. Um, he is the one and only. Um, I have been in relationships with men, and I have been in relationships with women. I have been in relationships with gay men. I have been in relationships with lesbians. Before long before I realized who I was or what I was. So for the most part, how did I meet all these people? A lot of them were either friends or friends of friends. Um, and that's how we met, just through the friends. Um, with Raynar, we actually met through Facebook. He was a mutual friend of a friend um, that I knew outside of Facebook. Um, who I would go to her house a lot and use her internet and just kind of get away from where I was at that point. And he and I were friends for a while. And our mutual friend one day was like, "Hey, so you guys are like really cute together." Like, I would talk about our conversations and stuff. She's like, "You guys are really cute together. You're like the same person, just different genders." Again, this was before I realized I was trans. So, you guys are like the same person, just different genders, is what she said then. And she kind of was like, "You guys should be together." And I was like, "No." I said, "No." I said, "First of all, we're friends, and I don't want to ruin a friendship. Second of all, I'm not interested in a relationship right now. I want to work on me. I want to go to school. I want to do this. And then maybe I might consider having a relationship with somebody." But she kind of pushed it. She pushed it. And so we ended up together. We ended up dating, online dating, because I finally said, "You know what? Okay, fine. You want us to date? Fine. Well, I'll ask him, see what goes, and if any, whatever comes of it, it's your fault because I figured it would fail." And she was like, "I will accept that responsibility." Well, that was back in 2012, 2013, and it's 2018 now. So several years later, here we are. We have an almost 3-year-old together. I guess my friend knew what she was doing. I'm sorry, I have my notes because I had to write down all these questions. Number 11, have you ever faced discrimination? Um, the only, I haven't really faced discrimination as far as discrimination goes. Like, I've never had issues at a job because of being trans. I've never had an issue at the doctor for it being trans. Um, the only thing that has actually ever happened, um, is I got a hate comment on my last video for trans visibility. Um, I was told to stay invisible, and I just said, "Okay, thanks for the thanks for the attention, because that's what you're giving me. You're not making me hide." My thought was, "You're not making me hide. I'm not going back into hiding. I know who I am. No, I will not stay invisible." I basically just said, "Thanks for the view and thanks for the attention, because and thanks for the attention. I really appreciate it." Because honestly, all they do when they do that is they bring more attention to your videos. So, hey, thanks, dude. um, so your favorite LGBT movie or show? I honestly don't really have one. I don't watch a lot of movies or TV. Um, Most of what I watch is like Disney movies. I have an almost 3-year-old, so, and by the time I have me time to watch anything else, I'm too tired and I just go to bed. Or I just talk to people, I just hang out with people. So I really don't have a favorite LGBT movie or show. Um, but if you guys know of one, post it in the comments. If you think you know of one that I might like. Um, I have Netflix, so if it's on Netflix, yay. If it's on Hulu or anything like that, I can't watch it. Um, so yeah, if there's anything on Netflix, let me know. Um, Number 13, the most ridiculous thing you've heard about LGBT community. There are a lot of ridiculous things I have heard of the LGBT community, but the most ridiculous that I have heard comes from TERFs. And if you don't know what a TERF is, it is a trans exclusionary feminist, radical feminist, trans exclusionary radical feminist. Basically, their thing is, and it just makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. Like, it's ridiculous and it makes me sick. Trans women are not women. Um, Trans women are just men trying to get into women's spaces, and they are going to harm actual women in the bathroom. I do not have the words to describe how absolutely wrong these statements are. Okay. Trans women are women, first of all. Plain and simple. Trans women are women. They are not just men trying to invade women's spaces. Um, they're just women who want to be accepted for who they are. And no, trans women are not going to go into the bathrooms and hurt other women. The reason they want to go into the bathroom is because they want to pee or they want to take a. You know what they want to do. What else would anybody do in the bathroom? Honestly, in a public bathroom, I should say. You know, what else are they going to do in a public bathroom? Really? It's so ridiculous. And they incite violence. They're talking about how these men are going to be violent against women in the bathrooms and other women's spaces, but they're the ones inciting the violence against these women who just want to pee. It's ridiculous. So, number 14, the LGBT community slur you hate the most. The LGBT slur you hate the most. Okay. I really don't like any of them. Um, I have to say that probably tranny is the one I probably hate the most because for me being a trans person, that's probably why I hate it the most. I've never been called that yet. I should say yet. Who knows? Somebody might call me that one day. Who knows? I don't like the word faggot. Uh, and I really don't like the word, and this gets thrown around by quite a few Christians, abomination. I don't like that. And I mean, abomination is a general term. It's not necessarily an LGBT slur, but it's a slur nonetheless, and I hate it. That one really gets to me. Like, it makes me twitch. So that's probably the worst one. And then tranny is probably the second. Um, so then the last one, 15, is not really a question. It just says, end this on something you'd like to tell the world about LGBT. So, what I would like to tell people is we are no less human than you are. We're just different, and different is okay. Um, Different is beautiful. And I really encourage everyone to educate themselves on the LGBT community. We are, we've been, we've been here for a very, 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 very long time. We're not new. Um, this is not a phase. I'm gonna be 31. This is not a phase. This is me. Um, and it doesn't matter your age. It's not a phase. Um, and I also want to add, for those of you who are in the LGBT community, whether you're out or you're not, um, whether you have figured out who and what you are, or if you're still trying to figure that out, I want you guys to know that you are valid, you are loved, and if you need somebody to talk to or just to listen to you, I'm right here. I have YouTube, I have Instagram, I have a blog, I have Facebook. Look me up and message me, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm able. And we can talk, or I can just listen. Um, I will answer any questions you might have. And even if you're not in the LGBT community, you're still welcome to message me. You're still welcome to ask me questions. I'm pretty much an open book. So feel free. And again, for those of you in the LGBT community, again, I'm an open book and I'm here for you, just like I would hope that you guys are here for me, because we're all in this together. Um, Regardless of whether or not we're all part of the LGBT community or not, it doesn't matter. We're all human. We should all be here for each other. That's my take on it. We're all human. We're all on this planet. We all share it. We should all be here for each other. So that is the end of the LGBT tag. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hope everyone has a great Saturday evening, morning, depending on where you are. It's evening here, so whatever it is you're doing, just keep going. Love you guys.